So here we're going to see about Snowflake. Okay, here what is Snowflake? So it is completely cloud-based. Okay, cloud-based data warehouse. So where we can handle large volumes of data. So large volumes of data. So why Snowflake means because of its architecture and it can handle a large volumes of data, and we have some special features like a zero copy cloning and time travel. So those are. So how we going to work with Snowflake? Okay, usually the workflow is, suppose we have data in any RDB like Oracle, SQL Server, okay, in different. So there too, we need to move data into the Snowflake. We need to lot of project like data migration projects. We have Oracle to Snowflake. Okay, this one. So for here, the process will start from ETLT. So they will push data from Oracle to S3 bucket, AWS S3 bucket. So thereafter, our process will be start like a Snowflake developer. So we need to move this data into the Snowflake. Okay, so with some integration and with for live data for continuous process, we have where is different. Okay, difference. We need to do a conference setup. So this is usually Snowflake. Then after loading data into Snowflake, we are deleting duplicate values and uh, like uh, like we are finding doing the some transformation. Then after that we are connecting with BA tools. This is usually previously happened. So now what happening? So they are using DBT. Okay. So after loading data into Snowflake, now we are connecting with the DBT. It's a DBT data build tool. Then we are sharing data with the BI tools. So this is the workflow. So Oracle to S3 bucket, S3 bucket is Snowflake, and the DBT BI tools. Okay. So we don't need to push data from Oracle S3 bucket. That will done by the ETL team. They are going to push the data. So from here to Snowflake, from DBT for here, we need to know these knowledge we need to have. Okay, so if you know SQL plus AWS services plus then Snowflake, okay, you can become a developer. But nowadays, some advantage skills we need. That is like a DBT data build tool. It is a ELT tool, so we can do the with DBT transformation. So this is usually workflow. Okay, so why so many companies are persons are moving to Snowflake means, so it have like a lot of advantage features. So I will explain those one. Okay, so it is like a pay as use model. Okay, pay as use model. Suppose, okay, you are want to go to some place. Okay, you can book a Rapido, Uber, Ola. Okay, for 3 kilometer, 4 kilometer. Okay, you're going to use that, okay, bike and everything. So in that time, you are paying from one point to one more point. Okay, so only for a few kilometers. Okay, what you are using, you are paying for that only, right? So that is like pay as use model. So here, what? Suppose I am taking 2 TB from Snowflake, even I'm using only 1 TB, and I'm not using 1 TB here. So I need to pay for only 1 TB. 1 TB. So this is advantage in the Snowflake. Okay, pay as use model. Okay. So what we use, we need to pay for that only. Okay. So even we are taking 2 TB, we are using only 1 TB. So we are not using one more TB. So here we need to pay for only 1 TB only. This is like pay as use model. Okay, this one. So after come to Snowflake, it's architecture. So we have 3 layers in the Snowflake. It's like a multi-cluster architecture. Okay. So 3 layers like database storage layer. Okay, this one. And the next come to the cloud services layer or compute layer. We have compute layer. Okay. Then we have cloud services. Cloud services. Okay, so here what is happening, like suppose we are creating table and we are inserting the data, so that is going to store in this database storage layer. So compute layer like uh, suppose we are running query like select star from table name where id equal to 1. So that is query going to run in this compute layer. So Snowflake cloud services, like it is like, suppose if you want to log into Snowflake account, so we need to have the username and password. So, and security and metadata optimization, and it will take in like if you want to connect with any tools, so it will done in this cloud services layer. Okay, so it is like we have separate layers for each one. Okay, so the three are not combined. So that's why if you run a query in the compute layer, so it's not affected by the data storage layer. So this is the advantage in the Snowflake. So compute layer nothing but like it's a virtual warehouse. Okay, it's like a set of multiple computers, SSD, RAM, memory, CPU, and everything. Okay, so what is advantage here in the compute layer? Like in a multi-cluster warehouse. Okay, suppose we are using so one cluster. So I'm running on one query. It is taking 60 minutes. Okay, so after I'm increasing the cluster to 10 clusters, and it means like I'm increasing the compute power. So then it will take only 6 minutes. But here, what is happening for one cluster? So it is taking 60 minutes, but you're taking only $1. But increase the cluster to 10 clusters, so now it will take the $10. So this is usually happening in the Snowflake. Okay, so even we can increase the power, but it will reduce the time and it will increase the price. Okay, like that we can do. Even this is advantage, like we can use create multi warehouses, multiple warehouses, like multi-cluster warehouses. Okay, we have small, medium, so large warehouses we have in the stock. Like so this is advantage. Okay, so one more advantage, like so even when we are receiving data from the source, okay, so we can back up the data using zero copy cloning. Okay, so this is for suppose there is a table like employees there, so having some 5 GB data. Okay, and having storage, and storage costs we have in that data, storage cost. Okay, this is what this base table. So zero copy cloning, I'm cloning this table like a different name like employee clone table. So now this table have the data. Okay, but no storage and no storage cost for this one. This is one advantage. Okay, even having millions of rows, we can clone the data, but after cloning, this clone table don't have the storage and the storage cost, but even we can fetch the data from this clone table. Okay, this is one advantage. Okay, for backup, so we are using this one, employee zero copy cloning. Okay, this is one special feature. And we have even time travel feature in the Snowflake. So what is the time travel like? So we can access the historical data. Suppose today I'm receiving one new sales data. Okay, so but I need to compare this data with old sales data, old sales data, like there is any price details I need to compare, sales summary and everything. But this old sales data dropped before 2 months, but now don't have the data old sales data, but still I need to compare. So in that scenario, we can use the time travel feature and we can go back and we can retrieve this table, old sales data. So this is advantage. Or when you are updating any data, so suppose so if you update any wrong data, so we can use the time travel and we can get the original data using time travel. So this is one feature. There are different type methods we can use. We have in the time travel three methods. We have, okay, like offset, query ID, and timestamp. Using those, so we can retrieve the historical data. This is one advantage. Okay, and one more scenario, we have stages. So here what is stage means? So stage, what is stage? So we have two types stages, like internal stages and external stages. So internal means like if you want load data from on premises to Snowflake, it means like local machine to Snowflake, computer to the Snowflake. So we are using the internal stages. There are different types, we have three types, but the external stages are like AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, those are external stages. So here what is stage means? So I'll give a simple one example. Suppose there is person like living, A person living in different place and B person living in different place. Okay, so A have a mobile phone, he want to give that mobile phone to B, but both are living in different place. A can't move to B place and B can't move to A place. In that scenario, there will be C person, he will move to A to B plus, B to A plus. Okay. So he will give his mobile phone to C and C will give mobile phone to B. So like this. So here A is like CSV file. Okay, directly we can't load data into the P into the table. Okay, C is like stage. Okay, so like intermediate and it will hold the data temporarily, not a permanent. And B is like a target table. Target table. So this is way we need to push this CSV file into stage. From stage to we need to load into the data into the target. Okay, how it is going to work. So this is one of way working with stages and data loading and data unloading. Okay, this is the like we're going to discuss about stages. Okay, internal and external. And Snowflake lead cloud provider. So from where we get data, Snowflake lead. So we have AWS. It is since 2014 using by the Snowflake as a cloud provider to Snowflake. Okay. Then we have Azure bulk storage. This is like 2018. So then GCP from 2019 they are using the project. Okay, this one. So even Snowflake using like a Python, PyPark, okay, Matillion, okay, Airflow, okay, Apache Airflow, okay, different things are there, even A and ML, okay. So the basic thing is we need to know about Snowflake, AWS services, and SQL. The advantage is DBT, okay, we are using like data build tool, okay. So I will explain about later. So before this is one advantage. So how we can handle like data, like incremental data in the Snowflake. So we have different types of loads. Okay. So I have one sales table. Okay. So I'm receiving today 100 records. Okay. So I'm creating the table. Then I'm loading the 100 records. So next day I'm receiving old records 100 plus new records. So again think like 100 only. Okay. So again what I'm doing next day I'm dropping this table. Okay, or I'm using truncate and again I'm loading the old record and new records totally 200 records. Okay, so this we are handling. Okay, to avoid this we have incremental loading. Suppose next day old records 200 and new records 100. Okay, plus we are again doing the truncate and dropping the table or creating again we are loading the data again. So old and again 300. Okay, this is process will take time and it will take also cost also. So this is not good way. To avoid this, so we have like incremental process. Okay, we can handle the incremental loading in the Snowflake. For that one, I'm create three tables here. Okay, source and one is stream table, one is target table. Okay, for that. So first I will load. First I will create 100. I will load. So again second day. So I received new records 100 plus. If any updates are insert or deleted in the old records, so only those records only I will load. Okay, 120. I don't drop the table in the same table. Okay, so avoid this one. So if you continue this method, so after few days it's going to be millions of rows, right? It will take a heart and everything. Okay, like that. So again third day I will new records 100. If any updates like in old or maybe 25 like that we going to do. This is method best in the Snowflake. Okay, incremental process completely storage integration from SC to Snowflake. Then after incremental process, then after we'll connect with the DBT. Then again we go with uh, that job creation. Directly we can give data to BI to study data. So continuous one flow is there, okay, without doing anything. We need to set that flow. Okay, that is incremental processing. And we have UDF functions, even UDF or user defined function. So in the most of the time we work with store procedures. We need to know about most store procedures and these are like main features. And we also have table types. So table type basically we have temporary table, transient table, and permanent table. These are, but new features like we have dynamic tables, we have iceberg tables, we have, okay, and external tables. Okay, these are new features in the Snowflake. So those also I'm going to teach. Okay, new features also. Okay. So this is like Snowflake, and we have a lot of concept. I will show the syllabus. Just 1 second. We go another. So something is there. Okay. Like we have topics. I will show this topics syllabus summary. So we have like zero copy cloning and this time travel. So architecture and data loading and how to handle error data. That is very important. Okay, data loading is only easy method, but if you are getting any errors, okay, that is how to handle it. So we can create error table and a target table. Okay, we need to load error data also and the dynamic table. Okay, and how to handle semi-structured data, JSON data. So for the we have JSON data. So we need to create one single column variant data type. Okay, so this is method statement, incremental loading, like streams, okay, task, method statement. Here we're going to use. Okay, that's it. And masking policy. Okay, when we're going to share with data, so we're going to discuss about masking policy. So these are resource monitoring in Snowflake admin topic. It's also will teach how to automate the data process and integration. So pricing the admin side, but we need to have knowledge on that one. So nowadays in interview they are asking those questions also, like those. So Snowflake views are important and catch how the query is going to work and the data storing and key concept, Metled views, okay, multi-cluster warehouse. Okay, so page nation that is linked with the Python, a new concept in the Snowflake. So again, performance tuning, the procedures, so tagging, okay, and data unloading. These are okay, UDF and hacking. These are, but some people have like 10 years of experience. So what they expect, like what they need to have. Okay, we need to know about data modeling, like star schema and Snowflake schema. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm going to teach you these also. This is star schema. So we have fact and dimension tables. Okay, here we have numeric data. Here we need to have the so dimension data. Okay, and again Snowflake schema having like fact table, dimension tables, and sub dimension tables. Okay, so when into they will give one scenario. You have or banking data. So how are you going to create tables for that one? And what is the fact table? What is the dimension? What is the sub dimension? So what is your approach? Star schema, Snowflake schema. Okay. So they will ask like that questions. Okay, completely. So they don't ask simply like what is zero copy count, what is time count. Those are normal questions. So they will go with completely data modeling concept. But that interest different pattern. Okay, this one. Okay, we need to know about this one. Okay, completely we need to know star schema, Snowflake schema, and we you know as well as what is OLTP and what is the OLAP, what is the difference between. So those are one, and also I will teach like AC types or type 1, type 2, type 3. Also we have in the Snowflake. Okay, those are also important in the Snowflake. Okay, AC types also. So usually this is Snowflake content. Okay, so everything I will cover as from developer side and admin side, and I will explain. So next come to the DBT. So what is like DBT? It's like completely data built tool. Okay. So transformation tool. So in every intro they will ask, even we can do the transformation within the Snowflake, right? So why still DBT? So why we need DBT is so we can do the transformation. It's having the lineage graph. We have the documentation. Okay, we can schedule the jobs and we can move the data dev to test to production environment easily. Okay, we can schedule jobs. So this is advantage, and we can write the reusable codes. So they will tell again, we can use Snowflake. We have store procedures. We can write reusable codes. But more than that, we can do in the DBT. So simply, I will give an example. So then we will go with the DBT. Okay. So we have three tables. Why DBT means so, and we have A, B, C, three tables. So here I have one chain condition. Okay. Chain condition. So A to B, I have one chain condition, and B to C, I have one chain condition. Both three tables. So now I want to chain A to B to C. Three tables I need to change. So in Snowflake, what we will do, we want to change three tables. So directly, already the code is written A to B, B to C. But in Snowflake, we can't use it. So again, we need to write the entire code. So we need to change with A to B to and C. And this is okay. A to B to C. We're going to change. We need to write the entire code and we need to use it again. But in DBT, what we will do, we already have code A to B, right? So what we'll do here, we give one name to A to B code like D as a model. Then here we go with the B to C, we give E. So directly we can change D to E. So this is advantage in the DBT. So like that, DBT. Okay, so this is simple example we can explain to the interview. Okay, if they ask exactly what is the difference between, so even we can do the transformation in the Snowpipe, why DBT means. So we can't use these codes again A to B, B to C. Again we need to write, but in DBT we can give a name and we can directly change D to E. So this is advantage in the DBT. So here, so is DBT is or ETL tool or ELTBs. So remember always DBT is ELT tool. Okay. So extract, load, transfer. So but here the one question raised. Okay, simply. Okay. So everyone used to tell it is a transformation tool. Okay, but if interview ask like if the question with stress, even it can do the extract and load. Okay, we have one option in the DBT like seeds. Okay, we can use the seeds. Okay, we can convert CSV files into tables into the directly Snowflake using that one. So even it going to extract or load the data. Okay, so most of the part it going to do only like transformations and job scheduling, data moving. Okay, this one. So that is ELT2. Okay, ELT like extract, load, transform. Okay, ETL extract, transform, load. So remember, so ELT it is a ELT2 activities. So then we have test in that test. So why test means here? So in Snowflake, constraints we have like primary key, unique key, foreign key, not null. Okay, check. Okay, column, and we have different constraint, right? Because it won't support not using old support, not enforce. So even you are giving primary key, you can load that duplicate data into the Snowflake, duplicate data. So it going to accept it. It's not going to throw the error. So because of it's a data warehouse, right? It only enforce only not null key, except not null. So it's not going to enforce other keys like primary key and unique. So instead of that, we have like unique test, not null test, and the accepted values test in the DBT. So what is like DBT syllabus? Okay, here we have so this one. Okay, so we're going to discuss models. Okay, we're going to put in the different layers and test cases. So metallization, seeds. Okay, so to convert CSV files, and the Jinja and it will combine with the SQL code and macros, reusable codes and snapshots to access the historical data. Okay, and metallization we have for incremental process only. We're going to use so snapshots like is it type 2 we're going to use and hooks concept before running the model and after running the model what is happening analysis, and we have different type packages. So those packages from the DBT utilities from that website we can get, we can install and we can use it already written code. And so this is some advanced like CI/CD. Okay, continuous integration, continuous deployment. If you know, we need to connect with the GitHub and we need to this process. So this is very advantage. Okay, I'm teaching this also including how to move data to test to production completely setup. Okay, so these are in the like DBT concept. So inside each one we have different methods. Okay, in depth we're going to each other. So come making like so workflow. So we know this is like Oracle to S3, S3 Snowflake or DBT, then BA tools, right? But after that, what are the layers in the Snowflake? Usually we have like staging layer or landing layer and a curator layer. Okay, so first we have a raw layer, and then we have a staging layer. Okay, and we have a curator layer. So these are layers in the Snowflake, but depend on the team and this person, we have different names we have here. Okay, so different names we have depending on team and everything. Okay? So raw layer, like we do the raw data like that. Again, this one. So staging some transformation curated layer. But in real time, okay, depending on team and team lead, they will use landing layer, transformation layer, and here final layer and reporting layer. So the basic thing is you need to remember that these three layers: raw layer, staging layer, curated layer. So after that, you can go with when you are discussing with an interview, you can tell landing it. So yeah, now in a project we are following these layers. So and when it comes to DBT, what are the layer? Again, we have staging. We're going to put the source data in one layer. Then later we have intermediate layer. Then we have uh, like final mart layer. It is like having a fact and dimension tables smart layer, and something else they will use snapshot layer also they will use. Okay, so depend on the project they're going to use a snapshot layer or different layer. Okay, this one. So this is about like deal with how they're going to approach. Okay, so uh, can you share your screen, and we going to create one Snowflake account, and we'll show the what is the that like first we go with we need to know about warehouse. Okay, then we need to know about database, how to create database and schema. Then we go with tables. This is the so warehouse. Okay, even we can warehouse, and we can use the these are different. Okay, different warehouse you can use for the same database, same scale, same table. Okay, that going to increase your workflow, and if a query is running slow, it going to expand. Okay, so most of the you need to learn what is happening in the Snowflake behind how the data going to store in the Snowflake. Okay, in the micro partitions format, the data going to store. So micro partitions format. Okay, we need to know about how the data storing. Suppose if the query is running slow, what you going to do? And if the data is loading slow, what you going to do? And then so one query is one scenario based question, like one query now. I'm running uh, this query, it's taking like for 10 minutes, but after a few days I'm running the same query, so but it taking like 15 minutes. So now are we going to fix it? What is the behind the reason? Okay, so completely a scenario based questions. Okay, so you are receiving the data. Okay, you are receiving data with four columns from the data. Okay, source four columns. Okay, so now you have data in dev, testing, and production same with the four columns. Okay, so then after few days, the extra one more column you are receiving. Like now we are receiving five columns. So now how are you going to handle this one? For the we have like schema evolution. Okay, so you need to learn like these type of questions. Okay, these type of data. So schema evolution. Okay, performance tuning. Okay, so those are zero copy equivalent in time travel, those I will teach, but those are basic. Okay, so if you want to work with Snowflake, you want to gain knowledge, so you need to go completely real time scenarios for everything. And so simply loading is okay, but the error that if you are the data having the error, so we need to handle the error log table. So that is we can do the start click tip. That is also easy. But in real time, we need to do that dynamically. We need on that we need to create the one store procedures for in the loading method and direct target table, error log table. How to handle this, okay? Those we go. So this is the methods. Okay. So how to we can create account like uh, Snowflake account creation. Okay. Snowflake trial. So go with this one. Okay. So you can use to work mail. I'm giving my personal mail ID. Okay. Click on continue. So here PC is providing job title, Snowflake developer. Okay. So I said like we have three editions: standard, enterprise, and business critical. So by default, when you're creating the account, you can see only three editions. But when you go on project in real time, you have four editions. Okay. So standard, enterprise, business critical. So fourth one is VPS, that is a virtual private Snowflake. Okay. So what is the type of data? What is the type of project you are handling? Or banking data, or like medical data? Okay, and sales data. So depend on project. Okay, you going to pick. Okay, standard, suppose you're taking for 1 hour $1, for it will take 1 hour $2, it will take $3. But VPS it need to discuss with the Snowflake team. So we don't get that addition. We need to discuss the Snowflake team. Then they will provide us. So by default, if you ask the interview, they so what edition are you using your project means. So you need to go with enterprise edition only, and not go with VPS and business critical. Okay, so you can go if you really using, but most of the time you used to enter with edition only. Okay, if the project is higher, so if you need a higher security, and they will go with the higher edition. Okay, this one. So we are choosing enterprise. Okay, and regions. Okay, 2014, 2018, 2019. So we are going with AWS. Okay, here I'm going to teach about, okay, how to create S3 bucket, and how to create role, and how to create event notification, and simple queue services. Okay, so which are related to data loading and data unloading. Okay, so those are enough. Right. Okay, so check mark. Okay, and get started. So can skip this to SQL prefer language. Submit. So it is Snowflake is OLAP. Okay. Suppose OLTP is like we have those are OLTP, Oracle SQL Server on-premise. Like so those are so it will take some time. If you will still taking time. So again, we need to create it. Still I am not received. Okay. Go with again. So previously it would come in the within the time. So now it is taking the time. So a lot of persons are using it. Okay. Okay. So if you know Python, PyPark, any ETL2, so those also advantage. Okay. Still I'm not interested. Okay. So it's taking some time. Okay. Here we'll discuss about this. Okay. So we have clusters, right? Okay. Why we use clusters means, okay, increase the power. Suppose there are 100 users are working, 100 users are working. Okay. So like reporting team, and testing team, developing and production team, different, and TBT, it's going to connect the different methods. Okay. So this one. So in that time, okay, the power it won't support. Okay, in that scenario, so we can increase the clusters. So previously it have so 1 to 10 clusters also. 10 clusters. Okay. Cluster is like we are increasing the powers. Okay. Suppose and now we have up to we can increase 300 clusters. Okay, but don't say up to go with 300. So always fixing 1 to 10 only, because of so it's updated like in this year only up to 300 clusters. Even it is very high. Even for 1 to 10 clusters is fine. So if you're going to increase the 300 clusters, so you are paying for 1 hour $300. Okay, so no need to pay for the $300, and need to use 300 clusters. Okay, in real time, what are the clusters you are using project means you can go with so minimum and the maximum 1 to 10. But in real time, it is done by the only admin, but you need to have the knowledge. Okay, how to create warehouse and how to know about clusters, everything. Then only you can set it. Okay, so take me some time. So, right, okay. So I'm creating multiple accounts, right? That's why it taking time. Okay. There is only few 2 minutes. So same link rejoin. I will explain again. Okay. Explain. Okay. You have any doubts? Rejoin is the same link. I'm ending the meeting. Rejoin is the same link. Same invitation link. You can share your screen. I will explain how to create account and those things. I'm unable to hear you are speaking anything. So okay. So you can share your screen. I will guide you, and you can create the Snowflake account. Okay, I received account, but share your screen is the best. Okay, so this account will receive. Click to activate. So anybody can share your screen. I will guide you. You can do it. Praveen or Sharana, Arun. I'm trying to share. Arun, share your screen.
Sure.
So anytime you can share multiple screens. Okay, so try to do it. Okay, my method is like I will share my screen and I will explain theoretically. So when we go with practically, I will give the syntax and you can do it while I'm teaching, sharing your screen. Okay. So if you are getting errors, so you can fix it easily. So that is the way while attending the class, you can learn easily. No need to separate. You need to practice everything. Okay. You can learn everything in the class only. Arun, okay. Just you can see the Arun screen there. I'll start my screen. Okay. Type Snowflake account creation. So sign up for Snowflake. Okay. So fill those details like user, like name, first name, and last name. Like so, first name. Okay.
Which one I need to select in this?
So you can choose other. No problem.
In
So
this, do I
choose
need to
AWS.
select anything?
So click on get started.
Database is already
So
selected.
above you can give the company name and that company name and fields are required.
Yeah, which company name?
We can give anything. Okay.
Okay.
So Snowflake is going to update every weekly. We're going to see one new update. Okay.
Do I need to select like which one? This business or standard?
So enterprise only.
Okay.
So now to SQL and no, so click on continue.
Only SQL, huh?
So
Okay.
SQL is enough. Yeah, as of now SQL is enough. Click on continue.
Okay.
So we can skip also. Even we can connect with you without choosing also. Okay, the connection setup is different. Skip.
Okay. Yep.
Continue. So check mail ID. It will take few time. Okay. So click on activation link. Okay, click to activate. So username, keep your name and keep it.
Username, I need to create a, right?
No. Just give Arun, no problem. Password, give your name and at the rate of some numbers because it's going to be 14 characters, right? Give your name at the rate of some give 1, 2, 3, 4 like numbers that are going to use it.
Okay. Okay.
Don't give specific. Type it one. Get started. Then just skip for now. So you can do the hands-on practice. Okay. So there, this is the interface starting you will get. Okay. So left side you can see home button, plus button, search button. Okay. Click on plus the SQL file. Choose. Okay. So skip those. So this is our workplace. It's loading. This is okay. Where
Okay.
we going to work? Okay. Here we going to
Next step.
create. Click on next and end it. Okay. No problem. Okay, next. Done. Okay, this is your interface. Okay, so we have snow site and classic console. Now it's a new feature, SQL file worksheet, or we can call workspace where we're going to create warehouses. Okay, don't do anything on databases and schemas. Okay, so you can see there is account admin and compute warehouse by default one warehouse we have. So after choose database, okay. So as of now we have some sample warehouses. Okay, don't choose. Okay, we're going to create our own database. Okay, so simply if
Okay.
you want to create warehouse, there is a simple command. Okay, you can create warehouse name. So that is usually we don't follow in the real time. So we need to mention everything. What is the size of warehouse and what are the clusters we are using. Okay. So auto suspend, auto resume. Okay. We're going to mention everything. Okay. So this is real time done by the admin, but we need to know. So in chat box, I'm pasting one thing. Okay. So copy and paste. First, we need to know about warehouse. Okay. Paste it. Chat box copy from there. Okay, here there is sixth line, right? Scaling policy auto. So delete that one. So it's updated. It's not working for this new one. So this is okay, not is simply create various name that you can create, but in real time we don't create like that. So we need to follow this method. So this is create variables. That variables name you can give my variables like that. Don't create now. I will explain. My variables. Okay. So with the variable size, okay, we can choose medium, small, and large. And there are like x large to x large. Okay, there are different are there. So warehouse type we have standard and economy, and okay, and we have minimum cluster count 1, maximum cluster count 5. So by default, Snowflake will decide how many clusters you need to use. Suppose there are multiple users, it's going to use 5 clusters. There is only one person going to use one cluster. Okay. So auto suspend 300 is a seconds. So suppose if you are not running any query or not, you are using the Snowflake. So after 300 seconds, automatically it's going to suspend. Suppose if it is active, we need to pay for that, right? So this is one advantage in the Snowflake. Automatically after 300 seconds, it's going to suspend. So auto resume. So whenever you are starting like running query, it's going to be run active, warehouse active. That is true. Okay, this is the creation of warehouse. Okay, so control enter. You can click for the running any query, or you can click on that run button, play button. So this is warehouse, my warehouse actually created. So after that commands using create database name, create schema name. So you can use. Okay. So tomorrow, I will explain in depth of warehouse and about clusters, how the Snowflake architecture, 3 layers, and about micro partitions. Okay. First we need to know about theory, then we can move into the subject. So everything is important. Okay. So, as of now, anybody having the doubts regarding the session? So, if still you have doubts, let me know. Okay. Shanna, Praveen, Arun, you have any doubts?
Yeah, the thing is, I today yesterday I updated my resume and big data and the same whole thing. Today I was asking why you're left out with 1 year this one what are you doing and all. So we can cover up in that, right? If you want we can talk it personally I'm asking here only is that good around this?
1 second. So, what is exact you need?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, we will discuss later, Arun, with about your. Okay. You are have different skills, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So what is pipeline in Snowflake and its use? Okay. So pipeline means, okay. So suppose it's like a continuous process. So okay, we have one of Snowpipe. Snowpipe is like uh, this one setup, like we can load continuous data, or we can handle a live data. So here are we going to create the pipeline in the Snowflake means. So first we need storage integration. Okay. Okay, then after we need a stage and file format. Okay, okay, file format and everything we need to have file format and one target table. Okay, and error log table, error table. Okay, error table piece. Okay, so these are comes under like creating loading data with we can connect with the Snowpipe with the AWS. Okay, so this one such. This is from source to how to receive data into the raw layer. Okay. So after that, we need to create some source and stream and target tables. Okay, we need to target to we need to fetch data into the source, or directly we can here we give as a so give we can give the source table. Okay, on this source table we can create streams. Okay, streams, then we need to get the target table. Okay, so this is when we directly, when the file push into the S3 bucket, directly going to load into uh, this source table. After it going to capture the streams, then target table. So if the data error is going to error log table. Okay, this one. Okay, so after that, we need to connect with the dbt. They like completely uh, like we have model snapshots. Okay, in metallization we go into applying that one. So that data going to, if any error is, we will throw out and we're going to fix it. Again, later, if the data, we need to do the transformations. Okay, this one. So this is, you can call a pipeline. Okay, from S3 to Snowpipe and Streams concept. So that is one pipeline. Okay, so this is for like handling like incremental data. So and incremental data processing. This one. Okay, what is the pipeline? So it means, okay, no need risk. So one time we can set up. Okay, the process is going on even when we are not on the account. Okay, if you're not opening the Snowflake, it's still going on process. Uh, but the issue is if you are getting any errors, okay, so again, different errors, we can go with store procedures or again we're going to fix it. So that is completely pipeline, end-to-end pipeline. Okay, so I already explained about this Snowpipe and Streams concept. We are combining, we're going to get a pipeline. Okay, so that is your option, Praveen. Okay, so anything else, Praveen? So you can talk, unmute and talk, Praveen. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, you can talk. Okay, fine. Okay, anything need
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
to handle. So okay, so if anything is there, okay, let me know. Okay, ping me in WhatsApp. Okay, the classes will be continued from tomorrow, same 7 p.m. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, thank you, Cap. Thank you for attending. Thank you. So tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.